Howdy mates, good evening. How are we all doing? Hope the morning, afternoon, or evening is treating you well, wherever you may be. This is over by the Cedar River in Iowa. However, in terms of like the exact park, I'm really not going to disclose that, just because there's a lot less volume of people over here. So this one I'm going to keep a little more shh. Just saying. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, Cedar River. It's your classic alluvial stream, which means it's primarily made up of loose sediments. And definitely in this riverbed, it's very muddy, with lots of silt and clay, and even components of sand, which all of those components is what essentially makes up soil in terms of minerals. And you can see that it is rather dry, as my cousin Heidi would say, from Arkansas, originally. But yeah, you can see like it is nearly approaching dusk as well. But noticeably, when I was walking through here, you can definitely find a lot of pebbles and bits and pieces of cobbles too. Well, essentially, the difference between cobbles and pebbles is the size of the sediment. So like, okay, let's take for example, right here. Oh wow, this is actually a piece of chert. Same material that was commonly used in arrowheads. Well, how about that? So like, this is more of a pebble based on its size. You know, it's about the size of your fingertip, whereas a cobble, on the other hand, it would be more about the size of the palm, or yeah, but more like the size of the palm of your hand. And then above cobbles, you usually have boulders, which can be, of course, life-size or even larger. You can see a great example over there. But then generally, it breaks down even smaller than pebbles. It goes a bit more into grains, which essentially would then describe sand. And then, of course, as the minerals get smaller, that's where it gets into silt. And then the smallest of the small, only just maybe a millimeter or two, maybe even smaller than that, you've got clay. So it's quite fascinating to think how essentially when rock has a chance to break down over time, it essentially helps form soil on top of decayed plant matter and organic matter. So essentially, soil is a very complex component of the natural world in terms of what it's made up of. But it is a peaceful evening out here, and you may have noticed like there's quite a bit of cottonwood trees that line up along the bank. That's just a given. They're a water-loving tree. Oh, I don't know how well you can see. It's a bald eagle. I have noticed that they are fairly common around here. Quite neat. Well, anyway, I digress. Have a good evening, you guys. Take care.